everybody. It's so nice to see you. If you clicked on this thumbnail, then obviously it is because you are interested in seeing the beautiful Natasha Denona Bronze palette that she put out 5 years ago. So here it is here. It's absolutely stunning. I'm sure you're all very familiar with the colors, but here they are here, highly pigmented, absolutely some beautiful warms, some neutral browns, lots of chromes in there, and of course that classic Natasha Denona sort of like the powder to cream formulas. So we're gonna see if 5 years later this bronze palette by Natasha Denona still lives up to its hype. So let's get into it. So I think for somebody that really just absolutely loved Natasha Denona when she first came out, it's important to add that yes, I did actually just acquire the bronze palette. It is brand new, as you can see, hasn't been dipped into, and I added that to my Natasha Denona collection, really courtesy of the fact that I am an Ipsy Icon member, because I'm sure you will know that at least in Canada, for Sephora Canada, we can no longer get Natasha Denona products. Absolutely delighted to see that it was in the shop, the Ipsy shop, and I picked it up immediately, and I cannot wait to try a look with this. So, I mean, aside of the fact that it was uber popular 5 years ago, it was part of her whole Natasha Denona Bronze palette, I think these colors are just so beautiful. They're so warm, which I absolutely love. And let's face it, yesterday was the fall equinox. So I think it was just so timely that we just looked at this amazing palette again and just slapped it on the eyes of a 45 plus YouTuber. So let's get into that. So of course, I'm going to prime my eyes because I think these kind of eyeshadows really just need a good primer. And of course, I'm going to use my P. Louise eyeshadow primer base, and just gonna tap that on, and then we are going to blend, darlings. We are going to blend because we want to make sure that we have really good neutral base so that we can get maximum sort of intensity and pop in these colors. All right, let me just put my P. Louise away and then just blend away. You know, the other day too, I went and I got my hair cut. Low highlights that I like to get in my blonde hair because it just adds a little dimension. And the whole reverse bob, just cut it off. You know, that's what I like. So I'm really feeling very, very fall ready. Okay, so now that the eyes, they have the P. Louise eyeshadow base, a little powder just to make sure that we don't have any kind of like spots where the eyeshadow will grab, because we're really going to assess this palette. Looking at all of these dreamy, absolutely beautiful, beautiful colors, I am going to take this very neutral. It is called Sundown, by the way, and I'm just going to take that on the end. That is beautiful, and I'm just going to use this fluffy brush, and I'm just going to go in and we're going to do the whole crease. So just kind of open up, especially if you're like me and you have those sort of wonderful, wonderful hooded eyes, then you definitely want to sort of create just a lot of working space for yourself. So, oh wow, like look at the color already. Like what? That's just one and done right there. That's stunning. So that is just a very, you can kind of see the color, although strangely on this camera, it is coming out like it is a pink, but there is definitely more warm mustard yellows, and like Sundown is definitely a good description, because we have epic sunsets here at my place. And I'm sure you've seen them if you follow me on Instagram, and they all kind of look like that. So, all right, so that's what I'm doing. Just kind of throwing that in the crease, and you'd be like, well, Denise, that's a little bit more than the crease. You'd be right, but that's because I'm a hooded eye babe, and I want to be able to appreciate the colors. So definitely just going up a little bit higher so that when we get it all on, it just nicely blends. All right, let's do the other eye. All right, so once you kind of have just built up kind of the intensity and the blend a little, then you want to look sort of for your kind of outer eye shadow. So I think for that one, we're going to go with a magma, which is right here. So you will see magma right there. That's a little bit better. Yeah, the color there for you. Pick that up. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's almost like a burnt sienna rust color. Wow, absolutely beautiful. So just at the ends, and then just gonna tap, tap, tap. We're going to tap first because we want to go in at an angle, and then once we get kind of like the right sort of shape to it, then we're going to blend. So tap, tap, tap. Wow, you guys, that is just absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to start to drag that in with the taper point into the crease. So it'll all start to kind of blend and just kind of harmonize that whole look, kind of creating just a little bit slightly darker, because that really helps to draw out the eyes. And you know, ever since I learned that trick many years ago, it's just a technique that I love on my eyes, because it really gives that open eye, wide, doe-eyed appearance. So okay, so now that we have the other eye done, it's looking very nice. We've got a nice transitional sort of blend into that beautiful magma outer corner. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to pick a chrome as we work our way into the eye, and I think the chrome I'm going to pick is this one right here. It's called Palladium. Let's have a look. Ooh, that is gorgeous. And I watched some of Natasha Denona's from 5 years back, and she said she recommends totally to apply the chromes with your fingers, which is my favorite way to really intensify the foil effect. So it just uses the essential oils that you already have on your hand to apply. So I'm going to go in just where the magma ends, and I'm going to just start stamping a little bit of that palladium in there, just to kind of start to get a bit of a transition. Wow, that is so pretty, you guys. I can sort of see, I mean, even though this palette isn't 5 years old, I'm really starting to see what all of the appeal was about this particular palette, because these eyeshadows already are looking absolutely gorgeous. And I do think that there's plenty of these beautiful warm shades with the neutral browns that would make brown eyes or hazel eyes look absolutely amazing as well. So I don't think that's an issue. Okay, so let's now go. We use Palladium, which was kind of a more goldy bronze foil, and I want to go into this beautiful, it's between True Bronze or Silk, and I think Silk is absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. Oh wow, it's gorgeous. Okay, so that's going to be the inner corner eye feature. Oh wow, you guys, honestly, would you just look at that? That is stunning. Absolutely stunning the way it catches the light. The literal ring light is, it's literally dancing off my lids. Absolutely stunning. So just to kind of deepen up just by the lash line on the upper, I think I'm going to take this angled brush right here. And this is a Nikki LaRose. It is the number 11 brush. And I'm going to take the Deep Dive, which is this beautiful matte aubergine type shadow. And I'm just going to apply it. I'm just going to stamp it and apply it to the lash line just for a little depth. And if you wanted something really dramatic, you could certainly wet this and then apply it directly, or you could even create a wing, and that would be equally as beautiful. Just to kind of, yeah, that does the trick. Just the tiniest little stamping, because when we apply the mascara, it will just look beautiful on there and give it a little bit more depth. Oh, loving that. I need more. All right. I really like that. Okay, let me go off camera. I'm just going to curl my lashes and then I'll come right back. Okay, so here it is with my YSL Lash Clash, and I absolutely love this look. Not like I didn't think I would though, so there's no surprise there. But I think it is safe to say that this look with this palette 5 years after it blew up on the internet is equally as relevant, as beautiful, and perfectly timed for the start of fall. And I'm going to finish my look with this one of these color pops. You would have seen it in a previous video where I basically ordered the whole pack of 10 and absolutely love these lip liners. And my two favorite colors are BFF3 and I think actually called 5 stars. And I do feel it's like a 5-star. And so just gonna blend that just for a softer look, and then y'all gonna go in with the Gisou honey infused watermelon twist lip oil, and just absolutely gorgeous. Not done just yet, just gonna slap on a little finishing spray, and because it's the fall equinox, I'm kind of thinking like fall harvest and juicy apples. So the Kayali Eden Juicy Apple, which is like my favorite. You can see I've pretty much blown through half this bottle. That is the full look with this beautiful Natasha Denona Bronze palette 5 years later. Anyways, I hope you really like this video. Blew up the internet 5 years ago, and to me, it's still incredibly relevant and beautiful and timely, and all of the chromes are absolutely stunning, and there's enough neutrals with the dark overtones to create anything from an everyday look to something that is truly over-the-top glam. Good for blue eyes or for brown or hazel. I just think it's just universally flattering. Anyways, it was lovely to see you all. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week and that you're also enjoying this, well, we're having out here in Western Canada a very late, beautiful autumn out here. It's supposed to be 24 degrees today, and I couldn't be happier because it's also a day off. Anyways, you guys take care and have yourselves an absolutely fabulous week ahead. Take care, everybody.